was sentenced to 18 years to life. During his sentencing hearing, the court heard a victim impact statement from the victim's sister, Carolyn O'Brien, who's legally blind. O'Brien began by saying that she wanted to forgive Webster, but she took a less merciful stance.
But I don't see that happening. But
the convicted killer was smiling and laughing, stating, "You laughing now, but the moment they get you behind those prison walls for the rest of your life, you will be somebody's girlfriend, and that smile will no longer be on your face." Number 9. Justin J. Paul. 50-year-old Jeanette Paul was found unresponsive with multiple stab wounds in her Westland, Michigan home in December of 2017 by her neighbor, Cindy Hedger, who had received a terrifying voicemail of her screaming and crying in a state of sheer terror. Hedger desperately looked for a sign for emergency responders to arrive, but it was too late to save Jeanette, who had been stabbed. Blood evidence indicated that she had been dragged through the house before the killer fled the scene. Investigators spoke with Hedger's son, Nathan, who said that he had seen Justin fleeing the home on foot shortly before his mother went over to check on Jeanette. He told police that he ran after Justin but was unable to catch up with him. He was apprehended later that day in the thigh during a struggle with pursuing officers. He denied killing his mother, despite having blood on his face, and smiled for his mugshot after being treated for his gunshot wound. The accused murderer's father, Vern Paul, told Click on Detroit that his son suffered from bipolar disorder and ADHD, but that there were no problems between Justin and his mother. His motive for
saying he has CTE and brain damage. Welcome back to a series so simple. Even Ian subscribed. In today's video, iDubbbz is back with the dumbest takes known to man. He's defending fentanyl now. Asmongold has responded saying he has CTE and brain damage. He's calling Ethan a misogynist Zionist, saying he won't sue him because he's a man. Fruggen is going viral on Twitter for comparing herself to Sabrina Carpenter. iDubbbz is coping over his extremely low view count, calling everybody else obsessed. His last remaining fans are turning on him. He's emulating his idol Hassan Piker, talking about anime and saying everything is political. Insufferable moron Jack Doherty has finally been arrested. We used to pray for times like this. Penguin Zero has responded, roasting him. Subscribe or you get the same brain worms iDubbbz has. You're cooked.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin. Right, so iDubbbz is back, giving the most idiotic takes known to man. Here he is defending fentanyl. Failed boxer takes issue with calling fentanyl poison, says it's not unique.
Like, I know the trick. He's really trying to make it sound like you poison our people. It's like, yeah, when it's framed as if it's poison, it's like, oh, okay. You know, there's a lot of Americans who are like, oh, he's protecting me. He's protecting me.
Well, why did all the people overdose from fentanyl whenever they didn't think they're taking fentanyl? I mean, what would you call? I'd call that poison. I mean, what do you mean?
What a strong alpha brave defender of American. But then when you realize that he's just describing drugs, like obviously.
Well, yeah, fentanyl is used as a painkiller in some cases, but whenever you add it without telling somebody, you're trying to poison them. What is this?
Obviously, fentanyl's killing people, but it's not like uniquely distributed from people off the coast.
Well, it's uniquely, so the reason why fentanyl's different is because there's such a small amount of it that can be deadly to somebody who doesn't have a tolerance to it. A very, very small amount of fentanyl could kill you. It can basically be like invisible almost to somebody.
Dude, honestly, what the fuck happened to iDubbbz, dude? This man is out here defending fentanyl in order to own Trump, it seems? I mean, of all the things you could criticize, this is what you actually pick. I mean, dude, we get it. You're woke. You're super woke. You need to show it to everybody. You're a John Brain. You disagree with every single thing on the opposite side or whatever, whether it be Ethan or Trump or any one of your enemies, right? Even if they say the sky is blue, iDubbbz will come out of the woodworks, go like, well, no, actually, I have a problem with that. Also, it is considered poison, you absolute moron. I mean, I guess you're just arguing semantics here because you need a reason to cry and moan, but the thing is, you already have like 500 reasons to cry about your life, so I don't know why you need to add this onto the list. Anyways, then Asmund says that he has CTE and brain damage.
I don't know, why would he even say this?
But yeah, you frame it as poison instead of drugs, and it's like, okay.
Well, it's being distributed as poison. Whenever you're buying, let's say you're trying to buy Valium, remade pills, right? They don't have like the V on them or anything like that. And then you put fentanyl in the pill, it's fucking poison. Not
And
Valium.
they're doing all these like bullshit projections as well. They're like, oh yeah, for every drug boat blown up, that's saving 50,000 American lives.
Theoretically.
It's like, shut the fuck up. Painkillers in hospital, yes, exactly. Painkillers in hospital equals medicine. Painkillers out of hospital equals poison.
Yeah.
Yes, but unironically.
Yes.
What? I don't.
Yes, but
what?
yeah.
Sometimes
That's
whenever
yeah,
I listen
exactly.
To iDubbbz
That's
explain his point of
yeah.
view of things. I genuinely think that he got CTE from boxing. iDubbbz got fucked up by his wife, so you think he got CTE from his wife and not from boxing? I mean, not really a concussion. It's just she fucked up his head worse than getting punched in the head. I mean, many such guys have had situations like that. It would not be the first.
I mean, at this point, the theory is like 90% on point because Anissa definitely had a role in creating the modern day iDubbbz, right? Whatever husk is left here. And she admitted that she was hyper left and super woke and that she watched Hassan Piker for the first time and said, oh, this is the first guy that actually gets it, right? Not actually her husband, but Hassan Piker, apparently.
I think also on top of that, because I met Hassan in 2016, we did like Austin show and we were talking politics, and it was the first time that I had met somebody that got it.
And then basically ever since then, she's been trying to mold iDubbbz into the white Hassan.
If people see me as like the white Hassan.
And it is actually tragic because he will never become the ideal version that you want him to be, right? Your goddamn puppet mastering is just hurting him more and more and more. He's not even alive anymore. He's basically just a husk of a man. And honestly, I don't even doubt the CTE theory because he got that pummeling from Gorgeous Gabe beating his ass, and then Anissa was getting off to it, so I don't know how many times that happened. So he probably got beat up repeatedly, I don't know. Pure responded, taking unprescribed super painkillers in the street isn't the same as taking prescribed super painkillers in a hospital. Astute observation at the end there. I hate Trump so much I'm gonna start smoking fentanyl now. That'll show them. Soy face. That's another thing he has in common with Hassan Piker. The soy face. There's a lot to criticize about that guy, but this is the stance he chooses to argue. Okay, I'm starting to believe the brain damage theory. Really strange take. Yeah, dude, he really picked like the one thing that was just not worth arguing about. Even the most liberal people who support a softer drug policy, myself included, aren't calling for decriminalization and recreational fentanyl use. Effing dumbass. iDubbbz is too stupid to actually critique the current policy on drug enforcement, probably because he doesn't even know what the policies are, so he harps on semantic rubbish like this. He's a terrible political commentator all around. I mean, obviously, his idol is Hassan. The person he's trying to be like is Hassan. He's like, maybe one day, if I try really hard, if I study really well in college, I'll become Hassan Piker. I mean, if that is your inspiration, of course you're gonna turn out like this. Moving on to iDubbbz calling out Ethan. We got this post. Ethan responds to iDubbbz and Anissa saying he's scared to sue them because they use the same lawyer.
Also been sued by that Zionist piece of shit? I have not, thankfully. But I have a feeling that is because I'm a man. Most likely. So, needless to say, our employees are going to be Eating well.
Because we use the same lawyer, so he can't use that lawyer against us. Not anymore.
But it's also because I'm a man.
Okay, first, never do that again. Never call yourself a man, okay? You're the furthest thing from it. Dora the Explorer is more of a man than you. What you are is an absolute cuck who watches from the corner, okay? While your wife films her OnlyFans and fantasizes about Hassan, okay? Literally zero self-respect. Please do not desecrate the title of man. You do not deserve it. This dude legitimately thinks he's some stoic philosopher like Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, master of his emotions, discovered empathy at age 32, discovered stoicism at 34, like truly going through all the stages of life here. No, iDubbbz, you're a fucking washed YouTuber, and you literally had the biggest fall off in history, and now you're just another lol cow. Also, what is these guys' deal with Ethan? Now he's calling Ethan a Zionist piece of shit, just continuing the slander over and over, and you wonder why people hate you. Also, he said that because I'm a man, Ethan won't sue me, and obviously is implying that Ethan is a misogynist, and he only sued 3 women when it was a copyright case, and they were the only people who violated copyright, which is why they got sued, right? Ethan would be glad to add Hassan to the list or something, but he did not violate copyright in that instance. Also, way to make a point and then instantly get disproved by Anissa, your wife, saying that you had the same lawyer. So Ethan responded, "Good point, Anissa. Yes, we do work with the same lawyer, as I was gracious enough to introduce you to him years ago when you needed help with creative class stuff. This is called a friend." There's no way she's actually using it against him when he's the one who introduced the lawyer to her. Like, oh yeah, we have the same lawyer, I totally got you. And it was just a favor by Ethan. You just can't make this shit up. And yes, it is the same lawyer that Snark, the subreddit you browse daily, targets weekly, trying to ruin his life. Wait, why is Snark trying to ruin his life? I mean, isn't he just doing his job? Like, why would you go after the lawyer? I mean, maybe I would understand if you're defending like a confirmed known child or whatever, but even then it's like, you know, you deserve a legal defense or whatever, but like that would kind of make sense. Okay, this guy's evil, oh my god, he totally knows he's guilty, he's still defending him, you know, still doing his job, but you know, oh man, this is such an unethical profession. But this is Ethan in a copyright lawsuit or whatever. Like, what? Obviously the same level, guys. We're dealing with a serial murderer here, obviously. According to them, his wife is a baby killer terrorist, so that's why it's justified, right? I find it fascinating that you are happy to use his expertise privately, but do your Snark friends know that you are using the same attorney that drafted all the legal complaints against your friends? Interesting. I wonder how they will react to that news. They call him West Bank Rom because he visited his uncle once in the West Bank like 20 years ago. I mean, I can believe that because that's what they did to Hilo as well. I'm sure you've seen this. So yes, we use the same attorney, a dear friend of mine that I trust like a brother. And then there are you two.
Why don't you get out?
Sucking the blood of favors I did for you when we were friends. P.S. Joke, why would I sue you for Content Cop? You can't see the difference between your video and Caseytron sitting quietly while taking 55 bong rips? Another symptom of CTE, I'm afraid. Say hi to Gorgeous Gabe. Oh my god, what a brutal takedown here in an Instagram post as well. And obviously, iDubbbz purposely chooses to be nice here. Well, yeah, I'm guessing purposely here. I mean, he is dead, obviously, but I feel like in this situation, he knows the context of the copyright. He's purposely choosing to not give that context to his viewers, so they think, oh, this is just a rich man abusing their power, when, no, it's, you know, they violated copyright. People responded, Ian, I'm a man. Anissa, actually, that's a lie. It's because I'm a man, most likely. Did Anissa's husband just admit to having no balls? Brian's hobby makes sense now. And the goated SpongeBob reaction pic. A common one in my collection, of course. That makes Anissa donating to one of them weird as frick, and she's still using the same lawyer as a Zionist. She has no morals. Oh yeah, I can't believe you're sharing a lawyer with a Zionist. Oh my god. Everyone should totally turn on you. I love the narrative that he's suing anyone who talks ill about him, and he's currently only suing people who bragged about stealing. iDubbbz, buddy, if he could guarantee you being homeless, he would. Yeah, he would like jump alright? He's acting on stuff that he can win in court, right? Anissa's so wretched, it's so funny how she's cackling like she got into a race. They are gave an early down payment. Right, so we're not done with I wanted to show you guys. Right, so somebody posted this, post you and your celeb look-alike. This is mine according to Internet and Friends, and we got this girl in Sabrina Carpenter. And brace yourselves, we got Froggen here. Post you and your celeb look-alike. The streets have been saying this. And we got a picture of Froggen, and here's the that they are very identical, of course. And we got a picture of Froggen and Sabrina Carpenter, and here's the side-by-side, just to make sure you know that they are very identical, of course. What I love about women is that they will tell an ugly girl she is so pretty, give her an unrealistic look-alike, but only for their entertainment. Lots of women laughing at you right now, even the ones you call friend. This is more accurate, and we got Froggen. And Jabba the Hutt, that is, I mean, just like Moist Critical acted in the Hunger Games, Froggen acted in Star Wars. This post should be another loss against Froggen. No one has said this. Ain't no way, bro, she posted this. They freaking lied. I mean, I don't know what she's doing. It's gotta be like next level rage bait or something. Or maybe she's actually this delusional. The only difference between you two is about 3,000 tons and maybe every other feature in the human body, but alright. Yeah, I just had to talk about that. That was crazy. Anyways, moving on to video, and it was such an absolute flop. It got 100k views and about 80k is probably hate watchers, so it's more like 20k views right there. And it is absolutely trash. I totally predicted this. I told you guys when the content comp happened all those months ago, and he was bragging about 7 million views and how relevant he is. I told you he was completely well off, and most people were actually hate watching. And fast forward a couple months, that is exactly what happened, right? And the thing is, it keeps getting worse because last time we talked about how his sub count dropped from like 1,900 to 900, something like that. Well, he's at 600 now. I mean, oh my lord, his career is in the ICU. It's desperately trying to stay alive. But anyways, here he is hoping at his view count.
Alright, this is Pedo Troll giving like an epic take.
Piling in to see Ida talk about politics again.
5 from up.
Hey guys. Hey, Ian. You guys notice something interesting about this?
It's a good thumbnail.
His views,
Title.
4 hours. 4 hours. Our Dead Highlights channel. What was it? He has 20.
Hey dog, we're both going down together. That's something really to be proud of. What the hell is this shit? I've been saying for so long that this guy's obsession with views, like it's not helpful for himself to be this obsessed with views. It's only gonna feel worse. Like you gotta get like fulfillment and purpose elsewhere. Like it is not. It's so bad, dude.
7,000 views in 4 hours. On his main channel.
Give it time.
7 million. We used to be at 7 million. Listen, I'm not one to talk. I'm not one to point that out.
Again, this is one of those things where like I don't even like to comment on it because it's like it's legit cringe.
Yeah, so it's cringe except when your idol Hassan threatens to literally end his life because his viewership dropped a little bit. I mean, that's pretty cool though. By the way, this guy really said we're both going down together. I mean, Buddy actually thinks he's on the same relevancy as Ethan, bro. I'm sorry, you're not even competing anymore. You're not even on like 1/4 the level of a slop tuber or something because this is your video like once a month. Let's say it's actually at 100k views, which is not. It's a bunch of hate watchers, as we'll see on his next upload as well. It'll just go lower and lower and lower. But yeah, as Ricegum would say, irrelevant. Also, he really think he got a gotcha there saying, oh, you're so obsessed with views. Well, yeah, I mean, that's one thing, right? Being obsessed with it. But another thing is not caring about it at all, right? Because that means you're not actually making content that people like. You need to care about it a little. You need to focus on it a little. Because, you know, that's like seeing someone go to the gym and be like, this guy is so obsessed with his appearance and his health. Like, that is so disgusting or whatever. I mean, yeah, if you're a bodybuilder on copious amounts of steroids and you have body dysmorphia and you have great anxiety and health issues and stuff like that, sure. But if you're a regular guy taking care of yourself, that's good. It's obviously a happy medium there, right? Also, it's called liking your job, liking what you do and caring about it. Is that so bad? For example, I'll just tell you how I handle it right now. I don't really check my views that much because I don't like to deal with that anxiety, but I'll I'll check it maybe once or twice a month or something like that, just to see what's going on, see if I'm actually on the right track or doing good at my job or whatever. And yeah, when I see I made like 170 videos here and all of them have like insanely consistent views, I know that people are loving the series. Now, if the views randomly dropped a shit ton, then I would know, okay, people are not enjoying this, it's time to switch things up. But people are loving it because it's the world's greatest cinema and the greatest series ever created in the history of the platform, history of the universe. Even aliens are watching. Just check on Mars. Also, in order to actually make good content, you have to actually take pride in your work. Like, I try to make it, you know, funny and entertaining and sort of unique, add my little twist to it or whatever, and that way you can sort of stand out in the community or whatever. But unlike you just make fucking dog shit for nobody that is hated by everyone. And even when you made good content, now you're like, oh yeah, that was the worst thing I've ever done in my life, like, because these people have fucking guilt tripped you or something like that, right? So much so that you can't even operate on a human level without constantly feeling the need to pay like a reparation for existing or something. It's just a miserable existence, dude. Right, so then his last remaining fans complain to him that they don't actually like the political turn his content is taking, and this is how he responds.
If you're so obsessed with views, it can cloud your judgment in some cases. I'm taking it with a grain of salt. You know, some people say things like, oh, they like bitch and moan about it being political. I said in the Discord, I'm like, dude, like, a lot of the videos that people are watching and a lot of the things that people liked about my previous videos were the politics. I just obscured it by talking about surface level drama that made it not seem as political. It's like, oh yeah, this is just like making fun of this this blonde woman, Tana, for 20 minutes or however long the video was. And it's just like, no, that was like a comment on speech and what people should and shouldn't be saying. It's so fucking obvious. Same thing with the Rice Gum one. I said that you shouldn't focus. I didn't overtly say it, but the implication, the hidden message in it, which wasn't very hidden, was, yes, like, I went over, like, I just themed it as, like, 7 deadly sins, and I was like, yes, like, we shouldn't be flaunting wealth. Like, we shouldn't be making it rain on a random homeless guy. Like, we shouldn't be doing this. Like, these are political messages. So when people come in, oh, they're so political. Are you trying to do politics now? It's like, what, just by saying, like, just by being, like, less, just by essentially hand-holding you before I wasn't being political, but now saying it like it is, that's suddenly political? It's like, fucking...
Oh my god, you dumbass. It's not a political message to say that, oh, this guy's a douchebag, this guy's an a-hole, this guy's doing something wrong, he's a piece of shit. I mean, technically, every single thing in the entire world is politics. Like, oh, I'm eating cereal for breakfast, and technically the cereal is owned by this company, which also owns this other thing, which is funding this other thing. So my cereal is politics, guys. Like, that's the level of logic this guy's operating on. Oh, the anime I'm watching, it has historic battles in it, it has war in it, and therefore, yeah, it's a political thing. Like, dude, if you want to see every single thing through that lens, you're just gonna be miserable forever. And obviously, there's a difference between overtly political, as intended by the author or whatever, and sort of underlying messages that you yourself are interpreting, right? For example, my content is not inherently political, but people on his side think it is. Oh, you're just a centrist grifter or something, which is something you'd call like an American, but I'm not even an American or whatever. So I've said before, if Hassan was a right-winger or something, I'd be making fun of him as well, as I've done to many people in the past as well. It's just about idiots. The channel is about idiots and calling out idiotic things, right? That is like the theme here. So whenever there's a new lolcow or idiot, we're gonna be talking about them, right? Whether it's political or not. And sometimes there's a little bit of crossover, but I try to maintain that line and say that, hey, I'm not gonna talk about this because I don't know much about it. And I'm not interested in creating that sort of divide. Dude, he's so beyond saving at this point. He's completely Hassan-brained. It's the exact same talking points as well. And the fact that your own viewers are desperately trying to save your career, saying, stop inserting politics into your content, and you just ignore them, right? I mean, no wonder you're losing subs. You're just not listening to your community. So then he talks about how his biggest fans are turning on him, and he's laughing about it.
One of my biggest haters, I won't say their name, but I realized one of my biggest haters has like a really long history of posting in on my Twitch, like, you know, commenting and all this sort of stuff. And I just thought it was so funny because they were very clearly like sweet, and they were a fan, and they liked what I was doing, like basically a year ago and onwards.
Great.
Onwards,
Here you
previously.
go. Don't
And I was
spend
like,
it
oh,
all in
man,
one
like,
place.
this person did a complete flip.
Listen up, jackass. Can't say I'm not surprised.
I just
Good
thought it was
luck,
funny
kid.
because this person, like, you'd think, I don't know. Over time, I've realized that some of my biggest haters were originally my biggest lovers. So, hate and love are very similar. They're very similar in a lot of ways. So it makes sense that someone's brain would flip in that way. I do have hope for them in the future, though. I think things will get better for them.
Bro's actually just describing himself. I mean, he's taking every trait of a son, even the projection here. I mean, that's kind of what we want for you, to come to your senses, right? Something fucking flipped, and we're praying to get back the old Ian, but I think I'm done. I'm getting off the ship at this point, the copium, the hopium ship. And he's never coming back, guys. The chances of him returning to the old iDubbbz are the chances of a patient in a 20-year-old coma, like, waking up, right? It's just time to give it up, right? They're on life support. Also, what a ridiculous response. Shouldn't you be, like, re-evaluating what you're doing if one of your biggest fans is actually turning on you? Like, don't you think that, oh, why did that happen? Like, what did I do wrong or something, right? At least take in some criticism. Then he pulls a Hassan Piker and he starts talking about One Piece and how political it is. Dude, can you guys just stop ruining anime for the love of God? Like, it's just so ridiculous.
Have you heard about One Piece becoming a symbol of freedom for Gen Z? I have, and I think it's very cool. And I think it's awesome that people are waking up to the idea that there are messages in our media, even if it's just a silly anime. It's not just a silly anime. It can be so much more. So I'm happy that, you know, some people are waking up to that reality. Yeah, even when there isn't an overt message, every piece of art is inherently political. Absolutely, Tommy Gardner. I think that's one of the things. It's such an easy concept to understand, that all art is political, but the people on, like, these young people who, like, refuse to believe that that's the case, it's so telling. That's why I want to, like, I feel like that needs to catch on more because it is a very easy concept to understand. Like, a 15-year-old should be able to understand that and not fucking grit their teeth and fight against it.
Yeah, dude, we get it. Everything is political. But what you don't realize is not everything is a reference to real-world politics. I don't think One Piece is specifically talking about America or talking about Donald Trump or Biden against the people. Like, yes, they do have a government in the show. They have, like, a navy. They're fighting the pirates. And there is a revolution. It's a common theme in a lot of shows or whatever. But there's also a fucking rubber man. There's also people with insane abilities that make no sense at all because it's a fantasy world. It's not real life, you dumbass. And the thing is, I really wonder how you can take a piece of media like One Piece and be influenced in such a wrong direction. Like, Hassan thinks Luffy is like a terrorist and goes like, well, the terrorist in this show is a good guy, but so therefore the terrorists in real life must be good people as well, which is just fucking the most absurd logic I've ever heard. I mean, technically he's fighting against the government and, you know, causing a bunch of shit. He has, like, a bounty on his head and stuff. Like, I mean, but he's still, like, a good guy in the show, alright? I just don't know. You need, like, some crazy mental gymnastics to think that every single media is about you and your particular fight in life, your particular political struggle or whatever. It's a Japanese show, by the way. Not everything is about fucking America. What these people don't understand is that shows are meant to be enjoyed, right? You come home from work, you just want to relax, you go into, like, a fantasy world with superpowers, you turn your brain off. You don't want to be constantly thinking about, well, is this show woke enough? Is it talking about the real issues in the world right now? Like, I don't care, man. I don't care. I'm just here to enjoy some cool superpowers. Just appreciate it, enjoy the art for what it is, instead of trying to make everyone as miserable as you. Right, so then he talks about his new video. Now, I don't know which one in particular, but it might be the new content cop or the new video on his haters. He was hinting at this for about a month now, that it's gonna be this big video on some commentary or something, and he's gonna own the haters, he's getting tired of the haters, and I already said to him, the only problem here is that nobody respects you anymore, right? Nobody trusts your coverage of anything at all. Even the last time you made a video, you instantly got the hate that comes with dropping videos.
I think that's part of my problem sometimes is I'm not able to know when I'm grumpy and I'm not. And lately I've been fucking grumpy. And I think the main reason is I want to get this video out. I want to get it off my chest. And I haven't been doing that. I've been fucking hoarding it and doing little edits on it. It's not like there's too much additional work to be done. I think it's just a little bit of anxiety around putting out a video. So I just can sit on it because I don't have to experience the feeling of putting out the video and all of the shit that comes with it. I don't know. I want to get better at it. You know, it is important for me to like grind on a video a little bit.
Okay, so if this is actually about the commentary video or whatever, it's just gonna be another BS video about how you molding over the haters. And of course, you're gonna have anxiety over it because deep down, you know you're just completely in the wrong and you know you're gonna get a ton of backlash. And the only way you're gonna get any sort of positive reception is that if you admit to your wrongdoings, right? But for some reason, you just insist on trying to fight back against the internet, who is never going to fall for your lies. They've all been exposed at this point. And maybe, genuine advice, try to trust your gut. Like, your gut is telling you to stop here. You're having all this anxiety because it's telling you, hey, don't further dig yourself into a hole. This is actually bad. Also, I don't know why he's so concerned over a few random edits in the video. He really seems to think he's Ratatouille creating this, like, masterpiece or something. But dude, at this point, your edits are so bad. They're so unfunny. They're so grainy. There's no creativity. It's not like the previous content cop skits you used to do. You know what? Here's the thought. Maybe you can edit yourself crying after making your video backstabbing your friend. That was a pretty funny edit. Just put the videos in the bag, N-word boy. Maybe you should quit YouTube then. Also, whose fault is it that everyone hates you? I want to get better at making videos as iDub. It's such an interesting thing to say. Dude, you were already good at making videos. You just decided to lobotomize yourself and forget all of the time you actually had. Completely brain broken and defeated. Part of me believes in the back of his mind he must know it's over. It's never coming back either. But in reality, he probably still does believe that all he has to do is make one good video and it'll all turn around. Honestly, he can't. I don't know, maybe I'm delusional, but I think like a good video, like if he makes a content cop on Hassan, you think it's not gonna turn around? People will turn around, absolutely. Heck, I'll give it a watch. I'll be like, God damn, iDubbbz, you finally grew some balls. Moving on to Jack Doherty getting arrested. The heavens have spoken and never accuse me of clickbait ever again. It's a future prediction. What have I been saying? What did I tell ya? Exactly. I'm simply ahead of my time. Jack Doherty has been arrested in Miami on charges including drug possession and resisting arrest. Oh my god, this is so good.
So Broccoli Boy has been arrested. His reign of terror is over, charged with possession of a controlled substance and resisting arrest. What? And so this is him getting arrested. Here we go. What? I love how the security guard tries to get in the way of the cop. Yeah, do you want to go to jail too? No? Yeah.
How are you, bro?
So he was starting trouble in Florida. Who is this? Jack Doherty, who started off his internet career being annoying, rose to the height of his career by also being annoying. And if you can believe this, he also lost a lot of popularity because he was, if you can believe this, annoying. He just goes around public being annoying.
The thing also is that he would start fights with families too and then hide behind his bodyguard.
His reign of terror has been stopped. People can live free now, and the world can breathe a sigh of relief that now, whenever you're having dinner out in public in an open space, you might not have this kid come up to your table and be stupid. Some stories do have a good ending.
Absolute. The world is actually healing, bro. This is wonderful. Wonderful. Also, the guy is Jack's worst nightmare there, being irrelevant and just disrespected in his face, right? Also, probably getting absolutely owned there. Can't actually stand up to the police. Even the security guard is finally scared for the first time. because there's consequences. And the coming Vitaly Cook, Johnny Somali Cook, Jack Doherty Cook, and you know what it means, right? Hassan Piker is next, baby. Anybody I talk about in multiple videos ends up getting cooked. And it's just a matter of time, I'm telling ya, mark my word. But he is turning into a cockroach back into the cell. They didn't tase him. And his bodyguard has no one to assault either. I was hoping he'd try the cops and get arrested too. That guy needs to be arrested for aiding and abetting the crimes, bro. Especially loved his man's muttering as quietly as possible. Free JD as he's backing away from anyone. The voice could be heard. Now keep him in jail and don't let him out. Finally, in a piece. Anyways, let's look at Charlie's reaction. He made a video on it.
That doesn't put a smile on your face or nothing will. That would make even the Grinch's heart grow three sizes seeing that arrest footage there. The officer repeating, "Who the fuck are you?" right to Jack Dorsey's little face there. I know that was soul crushing. That was a dagger. That was a wooden stake through the vampire's heart. Hearing the officer just bitch on him like that in the arrest footage. Apparently, him and the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse were blocking traffic. But since Jack is the leader of the goof troop, he wanted to take things a bit further and flew a bit too close to the sun like Icarus here.
I mean, Jack Doherty is the certified biggest pussy in the world. And honestly, just seeing him getting locked up has got to be top 10 most satisfying internet moments, right? We're eating good. It's a good year. God definitely exists, guys. If this isn't proof, I don't know what is. Genuinely might throw a party. I don't even celebrate my birthday, guys, but this is a true special Just kidding, that shit would make me throw up. Obviously, gonna get some actual cookies. Jack Doherty is a face only a fist could love. His mugshot is now his Wikipedia picture. Oh boy. His arrest is the internet's equivalency of Christmas coming early. Now click this video for more good news in your life. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Welcome back to a series so awesome. Even General Grievous subscribed in today's video. Hassan is being canceled by liberals, and he's once again blaming Ethan and Destiny. He's claiming people criticizing him are just too brain-rotted from being online. Streamer Hutch is exposing Hassan for going against his own political party. He's claiming that his idol, Zoran Mamdani, did not disavow him, and they're definitely good friends. Ethan is exposing more of Hassan's TikTok reshares, where Hassan is going after Ethan's wife Ela, implying she's a terrorist. Desperate, mentally ill TikTok girls are thirsting over Hassan. Nina Lynn, the streamer who essayed two guys live on camera and got a 1-week ban, is now crying that her friends are turning on her. They have responded. Streamers Lacey and XQC are cooking her. Subscribe or you turn into a 35-year-old man-child.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin. Right, so now Hassan is being called out by liberals. Basically, he was going around saying that he's not going to tell you who to vote for, and that Kamala is just as bad as Trump, and basically doing nothing for his political party.
Democrats, if they were in charge right now, would be doing 100% the exact same thing. 1-to-1. Make no fucking mistake. Anyone who tries to tell you that Kamala Harris will be different is a fucking delusional moron.
So people are mad at him, and he's now blaming it on the usual suspects. Hassan says it's just Ethan, Destiny, etc. calling him out over the no Kamala endorsement.
Yeah, what's funny about the Kamala Harris defeat is that, like, I rang the alarm bells over and over again, and people would yell at me, and then still there is this contingency online of people who are just like drama focused and deeply unserious that are basically trying to move what remains of their increasingly smaller sliver of an audience in the direction of angst and animosity against me individually. And they just keep saying over and over again, like, I was responsible for her defeat. And it's so stupid because most liberals, most normie liberals don't see it like that at all. So it's become this weird thing that if you're on Reddit too much, if you watch Pestany, if you watch Ethan Klein, right? If you watch those guys, you literally think like, oh yeah, no, this is right. He did actually cost the election. Because that's all you're getting. That's the avenues you're getting your information from.
Right. Instead, we should get our information from Hassan, of course, the most reliable source on the entire internet, actually. He has great commentary, such as, look at my favorite terrorist flag. It's really nice.
Hezbollah. Look it up.
By the way, this man is saying that people are drama-focused and are deeply unserious. Buddy, just the other day, you were dressing up as Superman, comparing yourself to him, being like, yes, all I want to do is good in the world. I also embody Superman's values. You're the unserious one, buddy. Oh my god. Honestly, he is literally just a detriment, right? If Hassan is on your side, you're basically gonna lose 9 times out of 10 because he's like this toxic fucking corrosive compound that just destroys the entire body. Right, so then he says that people are just too brain-rotted from being online.
But their fucking parents, their grandparents, the Barbers and the Debras do not feel that way because when they hear my commentary, they go, no, that actually does make sense. Why didn't the Democrats do this? And it's very strange that, you know, the more online you are, the more online brain poison you are, and the more you get your information from these, like, deeply unserious places that are simply using, you know, world-changing political events, specifically to drive home whatever kind of personal animosity they have towards a content creator that they despise. Like, they have their own personal agendas is what I mean. And a lot of people cannot shake themselves out of that stupor, and it frustrates me to no end.
Right, of course, other people are terminally online. Not the guy who sits and records himself streaming on camera 10 hours a day, every single day, while also constantly having meltdowns and getting rage baited by his cat. The guy who just a few weeks ago was having a mental breakdown saying, I'm going to quit streaming, I hate liberals, I hate the left, oh my god, I hate everything.
Oh my fucking god, I hate the left, I hate liberalism, I hate everything that's going on, every single day of week. I hate my life, I hate streaming, I hate socialism.
Like, dude, honestly, the only marvel here is the fact that you haven't popped a blood vessel doing this. And you know, it brings me great joy that Hassan is just never, ever becoming a respected political commentator. This man will always and forever be a joke and be shunned by his own side. People responded, Mamdani gets elected and Hassan goes Super Saiyan 3 with his gaslighting campaign. The Hassan Piker Pokemon card, Dark type, Dog Abuser, HP 666, gaslighting ability, 2 energy. The watching audience becomes manipulated into questioning their perception of reality. Retrieve cost and underneath that, I never said that. Clip it, it's out of context. Legendary Pokemon card. I'll take 5, one of a kind right here. I'd like a signature as well, honestly. Hassan's when Democrats lose. I'm not on this team. Hassan when Democrats win. I literally make this. I'm the heart of the party, guys. Hassan abused animals. Not sure why anyone listens to this thing. I love how people just keep bringing it up. Even if it's unrelated, just keep bringing it up. Right, so then Hutch responded, it's technically true that Hassan, in fact, talked about the presidential election and the candidates. Here's what he had to say.
All right, now we're down to the national election, and boy, oh boy, do we got some good options here. We got Donald J. Trump for president, J.D. Vance for vice president Republican. We have Claudia de la Cruz for president with Karina Garcia for vice president, peace and freedom. We have Kamala D. Harris. I didn't even know her middle name had a D in it. She got the will of D. For president, Tim Walz for vice president, Democratic ticket. We have Robert F. Kennedy for president because he was not able to get off the rolls here. And Nicole Shananan for vice president of the American Independent ticket. Chase Oliver for president, Mike Kermott for vice president on the Libertarian ticket. We have Jill Stein for president and Rudy Rudolph Ware for vice president, and we have an option for write-in candidate. If you think I'm going to tell you who I'm voting for, how I'm voting on this one, you are out of your dang mind. But I do want to see what people are. I do want to see what other people are. Regardless of the hypothetical reality where Kamala Harris would not be as bad as Donald Trump, which we have no proof for.
Yeah, and this man wonders, why do liberals hate me, guys? Maybe because you're like the worst ally ever. You want all all the support of the lefties, but then you can't even tell them what to vote for? I mean, of course, they hate you because you're basically just a grifting cockroach menace. You basically sit there, take a large chunk of the liberal viewer base or whatever, and then convince them not to vote for anyone. And then your own party loses. And then, of course, the rest of the liberals just hate you because you're literally an op, bro. You're trying to sabotage them from the inside. Honestly, at this point, if it was actually confirmed that Hassan is a foreign op, he would be doing a great job, right? Whenever he goes back or whatever, right? He's gonna be welcomed with celebration. Like, congrats, Hassan. You did irreparable damage to America. The bravest soldier who went into the heart of the territory, brainwashed millions of dumb Americans into falling for his propaganda. Imagine that's actually a real story, bro. But the real fact is he's just a fucking bum. We got a Hassan fan going, seek help please, weirdo. Hutch responds, I don't even know what this is supposed to mean. Hassan couldn't even be bothered to do the bare minimum to support Kamala in 2024. This is just a fact. That's because if Kamala won, he would lose his revenue stream of content or whatever. If you couldn't be bothered to use whatever influence you have in the capacity of being a political influencer to advocate for the Democratic candidate in a presidential contest versus Donald Trump, you have zero business lecturing the party on what their messaging should look like. Moving on to Hassan crying once again, just a recurring theme on this channel. He's talking about the new mayor of New York City, Zoran Mamdani. Basically, Zoran disavowed him on TV regarding his comments about 9/11 because Hassan, the man who complains about being called a terrorist, was like, America deserves 9/11, right? Which is something definitely a terrorist would say.
The assemblyman will not denounce Hassan Piker, who said America deserved 9/11.
America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
I find the comments that Hassan made on 9/11 to be objectionable and reprehensible already in this country.
And now Hassan is claiming that they're definitely good buddies. Hassan denies being disavowed by Zoran, says that he was directly invited to the election party.
Mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani, didn't he disavow you? No, he did not. Even if he did, it wouldn't matter. But no, he did not do that. Think in two different ways. Number one, if he did, why the was I invited to the election victory party and live stream the entire thing? And the second thing is, even if he did, what difference does it make? I'm a fucking political commentator. What does that have to do with his agenda here? There are a million politicians that I cover on a daily basis here that I have no direct connection. AOC invited you? No. What are these? What is happening? Chatter. Okay. You're a Jason the Wiener. You're a fan of Nephew. Okay. So I'm gonna be as gentle as possible when I say this. You have to stop getting. Do you dye your hair? No, I do not. I do have white hairs. You can probably see it if you look close enough. You said you snuck in a little bit? No, I did not. I like, people need to stop thinking that, like, when I'm memeing about shit, I'm being sincere.
Guys, come on, believe me, we're still best friends. Please, we're very close. Weren't you, like, denied seating or something? And then you had that rant of, oh, we have no motion. Oh my god, guys, we're irrelevant now. We're washed up. And then you were desperately trying to tell the organizers of the security that, hey, there's 70,000 people watching, guys. I'm very popular. Please let me in.
But there's 72,000 people watching. Okay. Currently. Yeah, we can show here. It's fine. We have no motion. We're out. We're done. We're washed.
Anyways, let me just explain what's going on. Basically, Hassan really looks up to this Zoran Mamdani guy, and he desperately wants to be accepted by him. Especially now, since he's won the New York City mayor and he's well liked by a lot of people. Hassan wants to be that guy. He's like, that's me, guys. That's me. I did this, guys. So he says that he didn't disavow you, but even if he did, it's fine. So you're not sure, basically. That's what I got from that, because you would definitely know if someone is your friend or not, especially in the terms of like a political relationship, whatever. But my thoughts are, even if you were friends, you're basically a liability, right? Even if he did actually like you, he probably doesn't want to be seen with you in public because it's just bad PR. You're literally the America Deserved 9/11 guy, and he's the mayor of New York City. Not exactly the best combination right there. Hassan pushes back on the disavow narrative on Twitter with the retweet. Candidates who refuse to disown Hassan Piker have a 100% win rate. That's just not accurate. accurate. What are you even talking about? Because he disavowed you, at least your 9/11 comments, and then he won. So it's like immediately proven wrong. Believe not what you see with your eyes. Meanwhile, in reality. And that's why me, electrocuting my dog, is a Zionist plot. It's a far-right Israel campaign. Anyway, Mamdani's the best thing in politics than Stalin. Mamdani here. Please leave. You're scaring my voter. Guy who denies shocking his dog said what? Not on the list and disavowed live on TV, Lamau. Speaking of Hassan shocking his dog, Dan Saltman celebrates making it past the 1-month anniversary of Dogtober 7. Never forget hashtag free Kaya. It's actually been a month, guys. Time really flies when you're having fun. Moving on to Ethan, going over more of Hassan's TikTok reshares. So recap, last time we discovered that Hassan shares his own thirst traps like a fucking narcissist freak, and then he promotes fan theories of him being in a secret relationship with Cutie Cinderella, Jellywig's girlfriend, right? Which is extremely messed up and weird. Now we also learned from Cutie Cinderella that he apparently sexually harassed her by thrusting his pee-pee at her, to which Ludwig responded, well, that's crass, being the absolute cock he is.
He put on his costume and he came in. He said, "You can see my dick in this." And I said, "Hassan, I'm not looking." And then he proceeded to hump the air and he said, "Look." And I said, "I'm not looking."
Good afternoon. Well, looky here, boys. We got ourselves a real-life hero. And now he wants to be paid.
And it's a combination of thirst trap and a bunch of digs at Ethan.
By the way, who spends their
I'm gonna make you an offer. Well, good luck. By the looks of it, you're gonna need it.
Look at all these. Look at all these. Look! Look at it!
Look at it.
Here's where it started. Let's look at the first one.
No. No.
Hassan, I have no gag reflex is the description.
I do.
Let me read that for you one more time. Hassan, I have no gag reflex. Is that saying that they want to, like, deep throat in? I'm assuming.
Wait, oh my God, is that what it is?
Yeah, I think, yes.
What that is. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, again, this is the video we shared. It's Hila with a weapon from Army, me in front of the Palestinian flag, God knows what that is, pedo troll stuff. These are their pinned ones, right? Like, obviously,
like,
even just on this Snapchat alone, it's fucking deranged.
And the state of where the climate is today, to have that one pinned of me holding a gun from my training when I was 18 years old is crazy. It's 20 years ago. It is mind-blowing. This is from my training.
Yeah, this is basic training, which you did for 2 weeks.
Yes, it's just basic training. I was a secretary. Everybody does basic training. I don't know anything about guns nowadays. I don't remember anything. This is
part of what's super
This is not what I am. Like, they do it on purpose to create this image of me today.
Yes,
in
and he
world.
participates. That's my point that I want you guys to understand. He doesn't just participate. He's the fucking pillar of this entire shit. They follow his lead. And when he shares shit like this, they fucking notice. He's giving the cosign, like, yep, Hila's a fucking militant baby killer.
Valid target.
Valid military target. His own words.
His own words. I'm a valid target.
Yeah, I mean, this is seriously disgusting. So, it's one thing for Hassan fans to be doing this, right? Because obviously you can't control his entire community. But then Hassan resharing this stuff just makes it much worse because he's explicitly endorsing this and he's encouraging this behavior. And obviously, he's the one who leads the charge. He's the one who said that Hila Klein is actually a valid military target, right? The wife of your favorite podcaster. And him and his community still thinks that Hila is a terrorist baby killer who's essentially a valid target, right? And this is something only psychopathic freaks can come up with because obviously she's not. She was a secretary because there was mandatory military service and she didn't want to go to jail. And I just love the fact that in between these 30 different thirst trap reshares, right? And he's like having this gooning session with himself because he's a massive narcissist. In between that, he needs a bit of Ethan sprinkled in, right? Just to make sure he refills the juices, keeps it fresh, like an absolute prawn addict looking for the next video. He's making sure he can get that last push here. He's ADHD, jacking off to the combination of himself and Ethan here. Dude, this is diabolical. This is like finding Dan Clancy's looting folder, but this is Hassan's, and when you open it, it's just himself. Which is arguably literally even worse, all right? This is a level of psychopathy I haven't seen in a while, all right? Holy fucking shit, this man is goading to himself and he's like, oh my god, I need to finish. Let me put on Ethan. A little bit of destiny, a little bit of Asmongold. Holy shit, buddy, get a grip. Right, so then Ethan goes over more desperate, mentally ill women who are thirsting for Hassan, and this is like the saddest thing I've ever seen.
It pisses me off. 4,000 miles. It makes me physically sick that I'll never be able to ride that.
Oh my god, stop it.
Dude, these are like
girls.
How?
Can we all get it together?
No, apparently not.
There are better guys out there you could look out to.
It's not just me claiming that, Ethan. I think at this point, a lot of people see it, right? On your
Gee, I wonder why. Your reshares.
Why are you resharing this?
Instagram stories, not including clips, since January 31st, 2025. You have mentioned me 110.
What's fascinating about this clip is, one, he says I shared it 110 times. We confirmed later on in this same conversation that it was like 50 times. And by the way, if you share his TikTok and his Instagram shares and posts about me, it's like hundreds.
But it's also more like tweets, the way you use your stories. It's how you...
That's what I'm saying. If you share all of his stuff together, it's hundreds. Significantly more than mine. But okay, sure. I'm obsessed with you. But what's interesting is this information was passed to him on stream. You see it by someone named Chris CPS. Clearly a snarker who thinks it's funny that CPS came to interrogate our children. So Hassan is associating with someone like that.
By the way, this is the standard Hassan cope that people are obsessed with him or whatever. Buddy, nobody's more obsessed with you than you. You're literally your #1 fan. You're a self-gooner. You're sharing your own TikTok thirst traps, bro. And it's like constantly over and over and over again. This isn't one or two, it's